Kia ora, cadets, fellow educators, and whānau. Welcome to this, your mission briefing on the Exodus. Welcome to the Colonial Fleet. Today I'm going to introduce you to my thought process behind why I have pursued gamification as a way to instruct our Year 9 class of 9 Co-Fi this year. It boils down to this: motivation and engagement. Through my research last year, I discovered that there are 8 core drivers behind all motivation. They are as follows: epic, meaning and calling, development and accomplishment, empowerment of creativity, ownership and possession, social influence and relatedness, scarcity and impatience, unpredictability and curiosity, and finally, loss and avoidance. My research shows that if a task has all of these 8 core drivers underlying it, then the likelihood of you completing it is far greater than having 2 or 3 of these. The more core drivers I can get into a task means the more motivated you will be to complete that task. These core drivers represent how I wish to teach your sons. This method of teaching is known as gamification. It takes these 8 core drivers, these 8 core parts of motivation, and puts them into a learning program. It places the students not into a classroom, but into a living world in which they have epic meaning and calling. Their work that they do allows them to develop and progress. Each of the tasks is not a mundane worksheet, but an opportunity for creativity to solve challenges and puzzles, to put the content into a real-life context. They will create characters and they will have to own their actions. Their work will give them different rewards and they will have to use these in intuitive and different ways. They will have to work together, not only as little groups, not only as friends, but as a whole class to beat the game. When they complete a lesson or a mission as we know it in class, they will get items. Not all of these items will be available to everyone. Some items are rarer than others, so they'll have to work extra hard to earn those. Sometimes bonus quests will only be available to certain individuals that have worked hard, but they can share their rewards with others. Above all, I hope this creates a curiosity amongst our young men as they explore this strange new world to become officers in the Colonial Fleet. And finally, as easy as it is to gain stuff in the game, there is a sense that you will lose it. Experience points can be lost as well as gained. Items can be taken from you. So, what is this all going to look like? So, as you can see here, this is the rulebook. It'll be available on this website, and you can read through this in your own time. But just to give you a quick flick through on what to expect, here I explain a bit about what it is all about and why I have decided to gamify the Year 9 Level 4 Science program in my classes. You will use this book in a variety of ways and through a variety of tools. There is a story behind our gaming world to make it as immersive and meaningful as possible. This world will be explored through the media videos, posters, and just general information given in class. And we have a special code of conduct. We all have rank. To begin with, they are cadets. I am a commander. They can reach the rank of commander if they work hard enough. That comes with its own benefits and rewards and responsibilities. We cherish our uniform, and I wear this one in the game to show how important it is. Our uniform represents not only our personal standards, but the respect for the place that we are, our college. There are 10 key qualities of an officer, and these words your sons will be learning. For example, if I feel he's not doing enough work, it might be because he needs to work on his resilience, because he finds it easier to stop a task and not ask for help than to keep trying. Maybe it's a lack of focus. But these words are not always used in a negative context. I want to use them positively and say, I'm really impressed with how your son showed initiative. His confidence is really impressing me lately. These 10 words will be embodied by the officers of our class and hopefully communicated home to you guys to use at home as well. There are a few traditions in the class that are a mix of military and school, and these will probably be explained to you by your sons. Then we go on to how to play the game. We create avatars. Our avatars are us. We take our own names, but we have a place in the game that we come from, our home colonies. They get given character cards, and these are where they develop their character throughout the year. Eventually they will pick an officer specialization. You might be asking, how are they actually going to learn in this game? Well, here you see the rules for the mission board. The mission board is where I will display operations. Each operation has a few submissions associated with it, and this is where they will learn important content from the level 4 of our New Zealand curriculum. Each of the officers has been assigned a squadron. This 3-man team decides which operation they will go on. They will then select that operation, be given all the resources, go away and do the tasks that are associated with it. From here, they will come back to me and they will have to carry out a battle mission on the battle board. The battle board is a way for me to check their understanding in the context of the game. If they answer a question correctly or perform a practical in the appropriate way, they will get action points that can be spent to achieve their mission on the game board. This gives them motivation to do it well, because the better and higher level questions they ask and answer, the more action points they will receive. There'll be a separate video on how battle boards work soon. Finally, after they have completed their prep tasks through their operation manuals and attempted a battle board mission, they will be asked to report. We will be using Solo in the Colonial fleet to assess what level of thinking we showed throughout these tasks. There'll be more on this in the mission report video to come. Finally, as a reward to show their development, they will be rewarded with experience, loot, and some in-game currency. The experience will be tallied and is available on the website, and when they reach a certain point, at the end of every week we will have a class pipping ceremony where they will receive their officer pips to designate their rank. You can see the ranks here and what experience is needed to gain them. In terms of loot, they will get in-game items that they can use on the battle boards. They will also be given perks that might help them in the missions. They will also have an in-game currency called qubits, and that is to drive an in-game currency. Managing money and budgets is very important, I think, in life. So adding this player-driven economy into the game, I think, is hugely important to teach a skill that often isn't taught directly at schools. And finally, there are hidden achievements. These achievements will allow the officers to unlock secret specialists, and they get badges for these when they show or demonstrate these skills. There's one for every purpose-driven learning word, the qualities of an officer, and one student has already received the initiative specialization for showing good initiative on his watch. Finally, to control the game, I have disciplinary actions. These are done in class, and if you cheat, if you do something wrong, if you don't do anything in the spirit of the game, you will be called up and face a jury of 3 of your peers, and I will act as the final judge, and sentencing will be conducted by me. If your peers hear your cause and hear your plea, they will vote, needing a majority of guilty or not guilty, and I will decide the punishment from there. They include losing game cards, losing game currency, qubits, and probably the worst is experience loss. Each of the officers has a personnel file, and in that personnel file is where I keep a record of all of their missions that they've attempted, their inventory where they keep all their in-game cards that symbolise their equipment, and their character sheet. This is what I will be using to write the mission reports with them and giving them their experience. So there you have it. It's all a bit complicated, but it's been extremely fun to create this, and it's already proven extremely fun to implement in the first few watches. That's what we're calling our lessons already. So I hope you enjoyed as much as I'm going to. Please get in contact with me if you have any questions or queries, and I can't wait to explore this game with you. Catch you in class.